Hey guys, Mike Lawson here. Welcome to Friday Night Leadership. And in this topic tonight, I'm going to go over the 4-step process to developing leaders in your organization. But before we get started, do me a favor, drop me a comment where you're watching in from. And if you're catching this on a replay, do me a favor, just drop the word replay in the comment section. So the 4-step process, the 4-step process to developing leaders in your organization. Before I get into that, I want to talk about, hey Chad, what's up, buddy? I want to talk about the concept of becoming a leader. And I remember in the early stages of my business, I was scared to become a leader. I remember when, some of my mentors were kind of pushing me towards it, and I was nervous, I was uncomfortable. And here's why. I never saw myself as a leader. I never wanted to be in that position. I never thought about it. And I never saw myself being in that position. And when I would start having success, one thing that I used to do was I would self-sabotage myself. And you've heard me talk about this before. So do me a favor, drop me a 1 in the comment section if you've ever self-sabotage yourself in some way in your business. I would be, I'd have a great week or I'd have a great month, and I would just do something, to mess it up. And I think subconsciously it was because of the fear that I had becoming a leader, and thinking to myself, wow, all these people are looking to me to lead them. They're looking to me as the leader, and that just scared the crap out of me. I don't know if you've ever been like just scared or had that fear of becoming a leader. And here's where fear comes from. And it's important to understand that the things that we fear and the things that we resist are the things that we are truly meant to be doing. That's the reason why we have that fear. That's the reason why we're resisting that. See, the reason why I resisted becoming a leader and, doing accountability calls and doing things that leaders should be doing and I resisted that because that's what that's what I was born to be. I was born to be a leader. And I think a lot of you guys that are watching this, you fall in that same category, right? There's, you're not watching this on a Friday night because you really enjoy me that much. It's because you want something better for your business. You want to learn how to develop leaders. And there's this 4-step process that I'm going to go over that if you follow it, it's really going to help you develop leaders in your organization. And here's why that's so important, especially in network marketing. You can go out there and make okay money on your own. Just you. I would debate what okay means. But in order to make the big money, you need to develop leaders. In order to have time freedom, you need to develop leaders that are out there independently, building their business independently of you. So, again, what we fear the most and resist the most is exactly what we were meant to do. So, I hope this helps you in developing other leaders. So let's go over the 4-step process. Number 1 is you do, they watch. And what I mean by that is you lead by example. You show them what they need to be doing. Now, here's what I want you to do. If you're building an organization, you look for the 20%ers. You look for those people that just stand out. They just want it. And here's how you know that you have a potential leader in your organization. Here's how you know. When someone calls you more than you call them, or these days if they text you more than you text them, right? I still prefer phone calls, all right? There's no emotion in text. You should always be having conversations, especially with leaders. I mean on the phone, physical conversations. I know the younger generation has a tough time with this, but it's important, especially if you're developing leaders, okay? This is leadership stuff, okay? This is important. So you always want to, there's a concept, and I think there's a book out there actually called, Never Eat Alone, or that's the concept. It's never eating alone. It's never doing something without having somebody else there. So you find the 20%ers, that are on your team, and you let them know, listen, I believe in you. I see you as a leader. Now, you can't push somebody and force them into leadership, but if they are, showing signs of leadership capabilities and abilities, and they're doing everything that you ask them to do, and you'll know when you find a leader or a potential leader. You want to take them on every appointment. You want to, you want them on every three-way call. You want them on every webinar. You want to groom them, and you want to let them know, hey, listen, I want you to be doing what I'm doing one day. So like over the next 30 days, over the next 60 days, I want you at every appointment that I'm at. I want you to be, and I would literally take them if you're doing home meetings, if you're doing webinars, if you're doing, follow-up calls, if you're just going out there piquing people's interest, cold market recruiting. Let them watch you. Let them see exactly what you're doing to build your business. Okay? It's always use an opportunity like that to train. Now, it's easier for you to make those phone calls without getting, that person on the phone. It's easier for you to go out there and just talk to, cold market by yourself without bringing somebody on your team there. But understand that you are missing a huge opportunity a huge training opportunity by not bringing, a potential the next wave of leadership with you to watch what you're doing. Now, number 2 is they do and you watch. So again, over 30 days or 60 days or whatever that time frame is, they're watching you. Now it's their time. It's their turn. So you say, listen, I want to watch you. I want you to go out there and do what I just did. Or I want you to make this follow-up call. Or I want you to go pique somebody's interest. Or I want you to do this presentation. And then you watch them. And you give them some constructive criticism. Again, you need to be very delicate. But listen, I'm sorry, you don't need to be very delicate. But you need to be positive. You need to be optimistic. You don't want to be saying, oh, that presentation sucked. And listen, I had a mentor. Okay, here's some real talk. I had a mentor that literally would tell you how bad your presentation was. Don't do this. Don't do that. Okay, and then there was another mentor that I had. I would do horrible presentations, and he would say, you're awesome, and giving me high fives. Now, what do you think developed me into a better presenter? Well, when I did a bad presentation and somebody told me that I did good, because it gave me the belief that I could be good, even though I knew I was horrible anyway. But my point is, you want to, again, mold them and let them know, let them, give them some positive feedback. I would start with some positive feedback. Hey, man, these points that you hit on, you were great here, you were great there, but let me tell you some things that you can work on. Work on this area a little bit more. And again, they want to be a leader. Okay, so they're going to take it, okay, because you're truly out there trying to help them become a leader. Now, number 3 is, they do and you monitor. Now, what this is accountability, okay? And accountability is something that, as a leader, you need to hold people on your team accountable. But it starts with you. You need to inspect what you expect. And one thing that I would encourage you to do if you're not doing it as a leader is you need to be having weekly accountability calls. You need, or if you're not on the phone, having again, I like to do it. Maybe I'm just old school. I would like to have I would do conference calls every single week, and I would encourage you to do it and get your team on there. Whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and have accountability calls, and everyone that gets on that call shares their numbers. This is what they did last week. This is how many people they talked to. This is how many presentations they did. This is how many people signed up in their business. This is how many people bought products. This is how much volume they have in their group, in their organization. And you go over those key numbers that's important to your business, okay? And you get everybody doing that. And here's why. Because the people that you invite onto that, now I would encourage you to have people on the call or the accountability calls, or if you want to do webinars, that's fine. Or private Facebook, groups, but I would do it only for your 20%ers. Okay, people that you're trying, you're looking to groom as your next wave of leaders on your team. And again, these people show up every week, and guess what? They're not going to want to get on an accountability call or get on a private Facebook page and report their numbers and not have good numbers. And maybe they do it one week, but they're not going to want to do it the following week. And listen, as a leader, they're going to want to keep getting on these calls. And I remember this was so uncomfortable for me to do in the beginning. Holding calls, I got so nervous as a leader trying to hold accountability calls for my team. It was just something that I had to overcome. Again, it was that fear. But let me share something with you. Here's what it'll do for you, because here's what it did for me. I was like, wow, I have people looking at me as a leader. I can't get on my own accountability call and not have better numbers than everybody else. So you know what it did? It forced me to go out there and talk to more people. It forced me to get more customers. It forced me to go out there and recruit more. It forced me to do those things, because you can't sit back and tell other people to do things that you're not doing. Leadership doesn't work that way. It's leading by example. People do what you do, not what you say. So again, it's going to force you to become a better leader. It's going to force you to be more productive. And guess what? Everyone else on your team is going to produce more. And the people that maybe feel a little uncomfortable and they don't want to do it, they're not the ones. They're not the leaders. And the frustrating part is some of those people you believe in more than they believe in themselves. And that's a different conversation that you'll eventually end up having with those people. But again, you got to work with the people that warrant your time. Now, number 4 is they teach someone else. And this is where it all comes together. When you develop that leader, right? Whether it's probably going to take longer than 60 days. Maybe it's 3 months. Maybe it's 6 months. But maybe they've already been in a year, and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? You'll know when it's time, when they start developing their own organization. And then they go out there and they hold their own accountability calls for their team, which is all part of your team. That is the most exciting part about the industry of network marketing. When you truly have time freedom, when your business is out there growing, when you have leaders out there being leaders independently of you. That's the exciting part about the industry of network marketing, where corporate America doesn't work that way. That's why I'm so passionate about the industry. That's why over the 16 years that I spent in network marketing totally changed my life, not only financially, but also, just as far as personal development goes, and learning to become a leader and overcoming my fears. And listen, again, some of this stuff is scary. I can totally relate to you. But I'll tell you what, it forces you to become a better leader. And it forces other people to become a better leader. And you know what? Okay, when you become a strong leader, guess what people are attracted to? They're attracted to you because you're a strong leader. People are attracted to strength, not weakness. So that's all I have tonight, guys. I hope you got some value out of this training. And if you did, do me a favor, drop the word value in the comment section. And, as always, do me a favor. If you got value out of this, share it with somebody that you think that needs to hear this message. Leadership is a very important topic, and we need more leaders in the industry. And again, do me a favor, share this with somebody that will get a lot of value out of this 4-step process. So again, identify people each month, the 20%ers each month that you want to develop and cultivate into leaders in your organization. And remember, never eat alone. Always use it as an opportunity. Every time you get on a call or you do a presentation or anything to do with your business, have somebody else watching you. Have somebody else listening in. And again, go out there, start weekly accountability calls for your team, or a weekly webinar, or a private Facebook group for you and your team for accountability. Go out there and do that. If you have any questions, shoot me a private message. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. And again, thanks for your time. Have a great night, everybody. Until next time, go out there and make it a great day.